Welcome to another video, the same every time, GCSE Maths, IGCSE Maths. Looking at the questions that apart from the numbers are the same every time. Well, I've been spending some time looking through past papers for this time the Cambridge IGCSE. Well, of course, maths is maths, so whichever exam board you're doing, it's still useful to practice. But I have been looking through the Cambridge IGCSE past papers and looking for those questions that are repeated apart from the numbers. You see them coming up on multiple papers, the same every time. Learn how to do them, get yourself into the marks, get yourself into the grades. So this kind of question comes up more than once, and really you should be able to get this one, worth 3 marks. So if you know your stuff, you can definitely get those 3 marks. All the marks add up, the more marks you get, the closer you get to the higher grades, don't you? So surface area of a cuboid, find the total surface area of the cuboid. Let's remember that a cuboid is a 3-dimensional shape where all of the faces are rectangles. And also it's worth noting that they come in pairs, don't they? So maybe if we look at this face first, this would be a rectangle. Of course, it doesn't look like that in the picture because it's a 3D shape drawn in a 2D picture. But if I draw the end of that, that would be a rectangle, would be 5 that way, would be 3 that way, 5 and 3 centimeters. And then we've got the front, which is just there. So the front would be another rectangle. All the faces are rectangles, so that would be 8 that way. And this edge here is the same length as this edge just here, so that would be 5, 8 by 5. It's worth saying again, actually, these come in pairs, don't they? So this face just here, the 3 by 5, is exactly the same as the face that side there, that end. And the front face, the 8 by 5, is exactly the same as the back face. So they come in pairs. We have 2 of each. And then finally we have the top. So change of colour, or let's do the bottom actually, because we've got the measurements written on that one. So the bottom face there, the base if you like. Again, it's going to be a rectangle. There it is. This will be a rectangle, and my rectangle this time is 8 by 3, which is of course exactly the same as the face on the top there, which is 8 by 3. So the surface area is the total area of all of the faces, remembering that of course they come in pairs. So we can probably do this one non-calculator, remembering that on the Cambridge exams there is now a non-calculator paper. This is the kind of thing that they could set you on the non-calculator, isn't it? So the area of a rectangle, 3 times 5, which is 15. And remembering that there are 2 of these, one at the left-hand side, one at the right-hand side, 15 times 2, that's going to be 30. And then the next face, which is the base and the top, the area would be 8 times 5, which is 40, and then times that by 2, which gives us 80, because that's the top and the bottom. And then the last one, we would have 8 by 3, 8 times 3 is 24, and this one is the top and the bottom, sorry, the other one was the front and the back. And then the top and the bottom, there are 2 of them, they're both the same, 24 times 2, 48. So you can see this could easily be a non-calculator question. So now all we have to do is add together the 30, the 80, the 48. So we're adding together all of these faces. So 30 plus 80 plus 48. Doing this non-calculator, that gives me 8. 3 plus 8 would be 11. Then plus the 4 gives me 15, so 158. So my final answer, 158 centimeters squared. All done non-calculator. Notice I'm showing all my method there. Perhaps you could go straight to the answer and type the whole thing on your calculator, but we don't recommend that, do we? If we want to get the full 3 marks, it's so easy in an exam just to slip up with the numbers, and if you've got your working out there, you're certainly going to get yourself into the method marks. Just worth mentioning that the first thing you should do really with this kind of question is just check that all the units are the same. Here everything is in centimeters, so our final answer is going to come out in centimeters squared. If you've got, for example, some meters and some millimeters and some centimeters, you must change them all to the same units before you do anything else, and that would be the units of the answer, in this case centimeters. So as I said, this is the same every time. This is from another exam question, and you can see it's pretty much the same question apart from the numbers. Calculate the total surface area of this cuboid. Again, worth 3 marks. So why not pause the video and you have a go at the question, and then play the video and you can check this with my answer. I'm going to continue with my answer right now. So centimeters, 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 and the final answer in centimeters squared, so I'm quite happy with the units. Let's just think about all the rectangles we've got here. So we have the left and the right face, so 4 and 5. So the area for that particular face would be 4 times 5, which is 20. And keeping in mind there are 2 of them, because there's one at the other side just here, although they've not drawn it in this time. So there are 2 of those, so 20 times 2, that gives me 40. And then what do you think? Let's look at the front and the back. So the front would be this rectangle here. There's my front rectangle. So would be 7 that way, and then it's 5 that way, isn't it? The same as this edge just here. So 7 by 5. So the area, 7 times 5, which is 35. And because there are 2 of them, the front and the back, 35 times 2, 70. Trying to do this one non-calculator. So let's see, let's look at the top because it's slightly better drawn, but the remaining faces are the top and the bottom. So it would be 7 that way, and it's going to be 4 that way, isn't it? So the top and the bottom is another rectangle, 7 by 4, 7 that way, 4 that way. So 7 times 4. Doing this non-calculator, as I keep saying, remembering that one of the Cambridge papers these days is non-calculator. 7 by 4, 28. Remembering there are 2 of those. 28 times by 2. Well, that's going to give us 56, isn't it? And that's the total area for the top face and the bottom face. The ones I've drawn in green there would be 56. Right, so to get the final answer, all we have to do is add together the 40 and the 70 and the 56. So adding those together, so 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6, 4 plus 7 is 11, then add the 5 gives me 16, so 166 centimeters squared. There we go. I've seen this more than once on an exam paper. They seem to like this kind of question. 3 marks. Yeah, you should be able to do this one, shouldn't you? So 3 marks, get yourself into the marks, get yourself into the grades. Learn how to do it, a little bit of practice. Of course, if this is non-calculator, you need to make sure that you know your times tables, that you've learned the times tables before you have a go at the exam. So if that video was useful to you, then please do press the like button. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much to those who've subscribed so far. I do hope we're being useful to you. I will return in the next video.